down on me, weighing down all of these chains.
Yes, so Hairless here. Today we're back with another Avi Kaplan reaction, and this one is Chains. There are quite a few Avi recommendations to choose from thanks to all your comments on my previous two videos, but this one was often recommended along the lines of something like, if you want to hear his deep bass voice, listen to Chains. So that's why I've chosen it. It also is one of the more heavily requested Avi songs. There's no official video to this, at least not one that I could find, and on YouTube the audio was released nearly 4 years ago. Without further ado, let's get straight into it.
Weighing down on me, weighing down. All of these chains weighing down on me, weighing down. My mind's a haze with all this pain, and I can't change a thing. Lost in this maze, I can't find a way, I can't break my spirit free. All of these chains weighing down on me, weighing down. All of these chains weighing down on me, weighing down.
Wow, that opening, well, immediately captivated. I really liked that. As usual, we'll just do a quick analysis of what we heard so far, and then we'll carry on with the rest of this song. So right from the off, I love the choice of chords here. It's just a 4-chord progression. E minor, B minor, C major, and then A minor. They're minor dominated, and there's nothing fancy or crazy here at all. It's simplicity in its raw form, which means more focus on the melody, or in this case the whistling. To quickly segue into the whistling, to start immediately with a whistle, that's literally the first thing that we hear. And whistling in harmonies too, that's not something you often see. This is what the whistles are doing. So these are the whistles starting here and here. One reason that I really like these whistles is because they sustain into the next chord. So the whistles that we hear are these notes to start off with. Up the octave, but I'll show them down here just to represent the chord a bit better. So then they hold on whilst we move into our next chord, our B minor chord, which then creates this. Which is just lovely, isn't it? So to go back to the chords and why I really like them. As you saw before, the chords we have are E minor, B minor, C, A minor. So the root of each chord is E, B, C, and A. But instead, we start with a downwards movement. So instead of this rise, we're sinking immediately kind of into the depths. It's a good indication, I feel, of what's to come with Avi's voice. But then it's alternating as well. It goes down, but it doesn't keep descending. It goes down and then comes back up and then goes back down a little bit. As we see in a lot of other music, you don't always have to have the root note of a chord playing the lowest note. So in E, you don't always have to have the note E being played in the bass. But he's choosing to do so here so we can have this little alternations, moving down, then a bit up, then a bit down, which creates a closer feel of the music, like everything's a bit more contained. Again, it's removing focus away from other parts of musicality so we can focus on the melody, on his voice, or on the whistling. So the beat gradually comes in with that bass drum sound. And then it's a bit more loud there for the repeated whistles section. And then for his singing entry we get
All of these
a resonant percussive instrument, metal. So that's ringing out, and then we get his entry straight in with a bottom E.
all of these
That's the lowest note a bass in the choral setting is typically expected to sing. I came here for the bass, and we get it in the first note. It's also a great contrast to the whistling, complete opposite ends of the vocal spectrum. And the lyrics. This is the third song I've heard of his, and they have all been of quite a heavy subject matter. And that's a good thing, I think. It makes you feel. They're heartfelt, and I'm sure that they're very relatable to many people. Our last reaction was to Change on the Rise, a song about overcoming depression. This song, all of these chains weighing down on me, lost in a maze, can't break my spirit free. These are the lyrics he's singing. I get the impression that Avi is a very spiritual person, and you can really feel that in his music. And then a bit later on we get more Avis coming in.
all of these chains weighing down on me.
And this time they're up the octave too. More voices, more Avis equals reinforcing the message. We did actually also hear him singing octaves right at the start. It's just very quiet and a bit difficult to hear. Look.
Chains weighing down.
Right, let's carry on. This is quite moving, I feel.
Yeah, I drift away to a brighter place that I close my eyes to see. And there's some days I think that things will change, but I'm losing my belief. All of these chains weighing down on me, weighing down. All of these chains weighing down on me, weighing down. I'm down on my knees, I need some relief, some quiet and peace. I've been here before, tethered and torn, I won't take any more. All of these chains weighing down on me, weighing down. All of these chains.
Wow, it's a powerful song, isn't it? Very powerful. Some good additions that we heard there as well. There was like a mandolin sounding instrument. It comes in and it reinforces the whistle harmonies. I feel this song just kind of transports you away from reality. It's a very bass and bass percussion, if that's the term, heavy performance.
Yeah, I drift away.
I feel it has this effect of just reaching deep into your soul, if I can say that. And whilst there's nothing going on crazy rhythmically, overall it's a pretty straightforward song. It's easier to get the message across, but it's the guitar strumming, I think, that is more of the driving force here. And it's keeping this almost jumpy rhythm somehow. It's the guitar strumming that's stressing the second and the fourth beats of the bar, otherwise known as the off beats.
To a brighter place that
Da-da,
I close my eyes to see.
da-da. So by stressing the offbeats, it keeps this motion of forward movement going, and it creates a little bouncy feel. Then there's that range of his,
I'm down on my knees.
singing that top G, kind of like upper tenor range there in his head voice, which then leads into this part.
I need some relief, some quiet and peace.
I like how on quiet and peace, they diminuendo, they get quieter throughout the word peace, as if they're finally achieving this quiet and peace they've been after. But then they come straight back in, loudly.
Quiet and peace.
It's almost like a mental struggle, a musical representation of a mental struggle. He is fighting a losing battle against the chains that are weighing him down here. And then of course we get this nice climax moment. He's risen to that E4 in his chest voice. It's powerful. That's a 2-octave range from his starting note on that bottom E I spoke about to here, all in his chest voice. Alright, let's carry on.
All of these chains weigh down me, weigh down. All of these chains weigh down on me, weigh down. All of these chains weigh down on me, weigh down.
Yeah, I think this is my favourite song by Avi so far. I rate them all, but this one just pips the others to the post a bit. I think it was a nice choice there to repeat towards the end and gradually phase out. But he is changing up each time. He's not just copy and pasting it. I know some people, when they see a phase out, they think it might be a bit lazy, not coming up with new ideas. But there's just so much going on here. There are so many different parts, including higher singing parts, to create this almost unnatural or ethereal kind of effect.
All of these chains.
Right up there. Maybe it's just me, and not to get too macabre here, but it creates this imagery of like anguished souls. And then we finish off with the whistling and the mandolin. So delicate, so subtle. Ah, I just love it. And with those bass drum beats being prominent, I get a similar feeling to the feeling I got in Change of the Rise. I used the word ritualistic in that, and a number of comments recommended I use the word tribal instead, which, yeah, I agree with. So it's this tribal feeling that I get. Yeah, great song, that one. Great song. Thank you to everyone who recommended it. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you want to join the community, the links to the Patreon or YouTube memberships in the description below, and I will see you next time.